Hi everyone, welcome to Single Value. So today we're talking about Intuitive Machines, and this is another space company. You must be wondering, what's of all the space companies lately? First AST Space Mobile, then Rocket Lab, and now Intuitive Machines. So, well, it just happens space is really trending right now, and the companies are really delivering as well. So it's just not like a fad that suddenly you look at these companies and you go, oh, space could be the next big thing. It's right here, right now. These companies are actually delivering real revenues with even bigger potential going into the future. So that's what's really nice about the industry now, rather than back when we had Virgin Galactic and things were just going up on hype. Now the hype, it's not the hype now, it's the real thing. These companies are literally delivering and their revenues are backing it up. So in terms of Intuitive Machines, it's gone up 33% today, while Rocket Lab was down 7.5%, and AST Space Mobile, after going up so much, came back down 11%. So yeah, like this one is defying the odds, because all of a sudden people are looking at this company and going, this is one of the really standout companies that is sending stuff to the moon. So you know how special AST Space Mobile was, because they're sending satellites into space to connect your cell phone with the internet. Rocket Lab being one of the best providers of sending small rockets into space. And now we've got Intuitive Machines that sent basically stuff to the moon in over 50 years. So we've got another special space company that is delivering. And how are they delivering? Well, the numbers back it up. So if we look at the recent quarter that they've just reported on, they achieved 41.4 million in revenue for quarter 2, and that was a very impressive 130% up year on year. For the 6 months, it was 114 million that they generated for that 6 months, and they've got a guidance after having raised the lower end of 210 to 240 million, and that's 2.6 to 3 times higher in terms of revenue than they achieved last year. So in terms of that, this company is really delivering as well. That amount of revenue is basically half the amount of what Rocket Lab is delivering. So when I said Rocket Lab was undervalued compared to AST Space Mobile, and they're sitting around $3.5 billion, we have Intuitive Machines at $356 million. So get this, it's valued at 1/10 of Rocket Lab, yet it's going to deliver around half the revenues that Rocket Lab is going to deliver. And they're doing some really impressive stuff. So the next big thing that a lot of people are kind of waiting on is potentially a contract with NASA to send another machine to the moon. And potentially if they get it, it's going to be great for the stock. But even if they don't get it, like, you just have to look at the revenue. The revenue is guided for 210 to 240. So there's a lot of good things about this company, and it's not an if, it's a when. When will this company be over $1 billion? Because at 356, it's a very, very cheap company. It's trading at around just less than 1.5 times its revenue, which is pretty low considering what they're guided for. Of course, the market kind of just waits for them to achieve it. So if you go give it 6 months, and then you can see this company being valued at significantly higher values than today, then it's definitely worth buying. It's a good kind of, that's in my opinion anyway, of course. So we're looking at this stock, and hasn't it gone up a lot already? So yes, it has. So it's gone up 33% today, but before that, a few days ago, the stock was at just over 350. Well, not a few, like about a week ago. So in a sense, it has gone up quite a lot, but that's because it's literally really proving that it's getting stuff done. It's got really impressive revenues. And all of a sudden people started taking notice. So people first took notice of AST Space Mobile, put that up, and then Rocket Lab put that up a little bit, not as much as, but still quite a bit actually, given that the stock was about 350 in April. It's gone up quite a decent amount. And Intuitive Machines, the minute people started taking notice of this company, people were buying it up. And the thing is, even though it's gone up so much, it's still really, really cheap at $356 million. Like, what kind of space company is trading at just 1.5 times revenue? Not many. Like, everything else is trading way above that. Like, AST Space Mobile doesn't even have revenues for you to really measure it by. And basically, Rocket Lab, it's going to be round about the 400 million mark in terms of revenue, and it's trading at a valuation of 3.5 billion. So you do the math, and no matter how you look at it, this company is really undervalued. Of course, there's kind of some views that it doesn't have enough money. Well, for a company that might not have, that some view as not having enough money, they say they have enough for the next 12 months. And also, they paid down 5 million in debt. You don't just pay down debt if you don't think you have enough money. So obviously they think they have enough money. And yeah, like, we can go, okay, where are we? So yeah, okay. So Q2 ending cash balance expected to be sufficient to fund operations through the next 12 months. And how much money is that? So it's about $31 million last I checked. So around here, 31 million. You might not, okay, you can see it, yep. Okay, so in that sense, it's kind of absorbed a lot of shareholder fears where you kind of worry about capital raising, and it limits the momentum of the company. Well, they say they have enough for 12 months, so it's not going to limit the runway of the share price in terms of that. So share price looks good. Do they have enough work to do? Yes, they do. They've got contracted backlog of $213 million. So there's a lot of things ticking the box here. Firstly, they've got a lot of contracts to finish up, so they're not going to worry about not having enough work to do. They're bidding on new contracts with NASA, and potentially it could be announced whether they get it or not. Like, I don't see why they wouldn't get it in a way, because these are the guys that after 50 years were the ones to send something to the moon. So, you know, it's kind of impressive, and I work with NASA, so why wouldn't they be one of the first ranked to get a job like this? So there's a really, really good chance that NASA is going to award these guys the contract. So that's just, in my view anyway. Like, you look at the valuation, it seems very low. You look at the revenues guided, and the revenues are very, fairly high, because and that's expected to be increasing 2.5 to 3 times more than the prior year. So it is literally this year, like all the space companies like Rocket Lab and Intuitive Machines, they're delivering really impressive revenue growth, and now the market's taking notice. And it's a good time to put this on your watch list or do some research. It's definitely a company to watch. You got any questions or comments, post below. Until next time, good luck investing, everyone.